Yes, my people, welcome to another episode of MELLACHE Analysis Thursdays. Yes, for we apologize for not aired last week. Yes, it's beyond our control. That's why we weren't on last week. Anyway, we have some exciting news ahead of us in the program today. So, welcome again. And we have on set Mr. Floyd Wright, aka Professor himself. Welcome, Professor.
Yeah, man. Thanks very much, Melachi, and to the viewers who are tuning in to hear this would be the third to last of this 2023 to 24 Portmore League. So we're looking forward to everybody joining, participating in whatever form. Thanks much again, Melachi.
Yes, my viewers. We have some very exciting match last Sunday in the quarterfinals. Yes, and tonight we're going to interview the the player of the week and team of the week in the Sansan League. The Sansan League is heating up, my people. And also we're going to interview persons from different clubs, different teams. Yes, in the quarterfinals. Yes, my viewers. We have Classic versus Foundation.
And before you go, Melachi, I just want the listeners to know that before we enter, what are some of the teams who are a part of the quarterfinals? So you can just mention the matchups before you go ahead.
Oh, the matchup for the semifinals?
The quarterfinals, matchup for the quarterfinals.
Okay, okay.
Just give
Yes.
them a rundown.
The matchup for the quarterfinals. We have Classic versus Foundation. We have Brayton versus Mechanical. We have Lynx versus Fort International. And Right Stuff versus Bull Bay. Yes, my viewers. It was some very intriguing and epic matches on Sunday.
All right, and the first one out of the blocks is
And the first one out of the block, we have Classic versus Foundation, the big match.
yes, big
Classic
match.
250 and Foundation 235.
Yes, big matchup. I did predict Classic to win this one. Not a very far off, probably about an extra 10 points, but kudos to Foundation who played very well and surprised many in their competitiveness. I expect them to, because I did say in my preview that in order for them to do well, they would have to add a couple more quality to their team. I know a couple of the players was from overseas, and two of those players that did themselves a justice in boarding a flight to come here to play. So I think it was one of the surprise matchups for many, based on the scoreline that eventually played out in the end. But it was a very exciting match, regardless of we thought that Classic would have totally disseminated this Foundation team.
Okay, but this score line though.
Yes, as I said before, Melachi, I was saying it would be a score of close to probably about 25. I said it was close to about 30. I wasn't based on how they played. It was very competitive. I think it's a true test for Classic, knowing that going further in this competition, probably Foundation would regarded as probably the weak the weakest of all the 8 semi-finalists, quarterfinalists, sorry. However, they prove a lot of persons wrong because the other scores in this quarterfinals, it is quite alarming. And Foundation has did themselves fairly justice. And probably they are a bit hard done or they lost that game because they led Classic, I understand, in the 20s. And that is something that is very good for the sport. And they're confident. They should have done much better in terms of getting probably a more positive result. Because last year when Classic did play Brighton, at no time Brighton had the opportunity to lead to lead by that margin. I doubt if they even led in double figures. Probably at one stage, if I can remember myself right. And somebody can back me up. But definitely, they did. Brighton didn't lead by that far and did still beat Classic. So it does need that in the latter part of the game where we call down in the box, where the players do need that extra effort in terms of the ability to play. Because as I usually say, and this is even to this, even up in this game, is that Classic makes less mistake more than any other team. And that is where, and especially where we call in the box, where the final 50 games the final 50 games, they do play very, very mean. So players, if you want to be more, if I am urging clubs to be more competitive in throwing away less games in when it matters most, and I think that's what Classic does well. And it was a surprise that they came from that deficit to win this game, any at all. But I think one of the reasons one of the is saying that I had over the past couple of months is how Foundation do play. When they are winning in they are winning games after games, and when they are losing, they do the very opposite. So they need to now understand that in terms of want to be champions, they have to have players that who can consolidate, and that's what they are missing. I think that's the way they lost the game, because they were at that point close to about 20 games from the 200 mark, and they lost about probably close to many games in consecutive games. I think close to double digits. So that is something that they probably can look on going further in their next sojourn in this league, or whatever league they participate in. Our clubs can also take this sort of scenario and make adjustment to their teams. But definitely a very, very good fight by Foundation, and give us a good quarterfinal that most persons didn't expect.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We have Links 250 and Fort International 245. Did that match went down to countdown?
I understand that it did. I think Bobby 5, I mean 6 can give me a little update here. And
Yes. Welcome, World Boss. Big up yourself,
yes,
World
man.
Boss. Bobby 6 in the house.
Yes, man.
Yes,
And
Everett. Big up, Everett. Big up.
So we have
Well, we have on set tonight. Shaka from Fort International. Welcome,
yes,
Shaka.
man.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, thanks. Big up.
All right.
Yeah, man. Fort International versus Lynx.
Yes, let me get a round out on that now,
Yes,
MELLACHE, before bringing Shaka here.
yes.
We did predict probably that this game would be probably the trickiest of all the quarterfinals. And it did turn out that way. It lived up to its billing. If you look at it, Fort were leading, and the exchange of leadership was on both ends, and it eventually went down to a countdown situation. I did care
Yeah.
links to win, and one of the main things I did do, I did that was as a result of links being a more cohesive team. If you probably even look at this game, some of the players who were present in this game have been to a number of links game, and they have been playing together as a unit. And furthermore, in terms of all the team links was leadership, they haven't changed leadership. There have been a couple of captains changes for Fort during this competition. And one of the things that I did mention very early, Fort was going to have problems with with the captaincy, and it did play it out. And that is one of the main factors probably that's they had throughout the season, which probably hampered them. And it's a bit tough for me. It was a bit fortunate that they're in the last eight. As a quality team, they do, although the quality team they do have.
Okay. All right. Shaka.
Yes, yes.
Like I said, welcome again. Oh, you get the name Shaka though? Why them call it
Part of
Shaka?
real name, you know. This short name from part of real name, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Um, when you start playing domino, Shaka, when you start playing domino,
All right.
for
Honestly, I'm born
hold
for
on,
them, you
hold
know,
on. The
cause
question is, hold on,
yeah.
wait, Shaka. When you start playing domino for Fourth International, or when you join the club,
Well, this season,
oh, it's your first season with them.
yeah.
Okay, and you reach quarterfinal. That's not bad.
Well,
But
well, just to expand on that,
yes.
actually, this is my second Portmore League season, and I have two Town League season on my belt, so I'll say I'm relatively able to the sport.
Okay. But what went wrong though? What went wrong in the match on Sunday? Although it was very close.
Um, Fourth, I think the better team won on the day. The more organized team won. So Lynx, the Lynx is a close knit team, together team. So basically, I think their togetherness brought them over the line. I think if Fourth, if we're a bit together.
Yeah, we lost that
Yes.
with Chaka.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Shaka. Are you hearing us?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing it. I'm just saying that the better team won on the day. As
Yes.
I mentioned, Lynx team is together for quite a while, and Fourth just coming back, and so I don't think the camaraderie is there, and the team spirit is there amongst the Fourth members. Hence the reason why Lynx got better for us on Sunday.
Okay. But the match was very close, It was very close. But
Yeah, I think our sheer quality was the reason
yes.
why it was a bit close.
Okay. But for playing for Fourth International, what have you learned for playing for Fourth International?
Well, what I've learned most is that being around experienced players, I've learned how to manage my game well. What it takes to withstand pressure. Cause playing for a big team, you're always under pressure to win. As the biggest team I've played for, so pressure, under pressure. That's the most thing, not under pressure.
Okay. How do you feel about your team, Fourth International?
Well, I think we have achieved grossly because, as I mentioned, quality that we have, I think we have players of all type. We have different type of domino players. So I think we underachieve. As I mentioned, if we were a bit together, I'm quite sure we would have been in the finals easily, and anything could happen there.
Okay.
All right. It give me. I did, Shaka. You did mention that your team was, that is probably known knowledge, that wasn't much of a cohesive team. But what are your highlights of the season? And secondly, who you would probably give the player of the season or the peer of the season, rather, anyone?
All right. The highlight of the season for me was actually it's actually, I would say, the game against Bull Bay, because if you look at the stats, Bull Bay is the only so-called big team or team in top 8 that would have beaten, and it was no fluke that would beat Bull Bay. The team came out for that match rather. So I would say with fourth, you'd never know which team going to turn up on the day. And for me, the player of the season, I might be a bit biased in my judgment, but Billy that plays with Miss Joan, I think he's my player of the season. Billy rarely fail when called upon, so that Billy is a player of the season, and Winji is no far means behind him. So those two players for me are first player of the season.
Okay. All right. What do you think of the overall? That's what your reaction regarding the skippering of the team. I know you mentioned the whole cohesiveness, but what do you think about the leadership in terms of the skippering? Did that affect the team as much going into these quarterfinals?
No, I would not. No, not in my opinion, at least, because even although there was change at the helm, I think the new skipper, he had enough time to, to impose his personality or impact what his philosophy is. So I would not blame him. No, I would not blame him. I think he did a wonderful job, and in fact also, he was the one who skipped the Bull Bay game when we won that game. And as I mentioned, Bull Bay is all top 8 team that we beat.
Okay.
All right. What is your prediction, Shaka? What is your prediction? Which two teams will be going to the final? What is your prediction?
Well, I'll say Brighton and Right Stuff.
Brighton and Right Stuff. That's your prediction.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw
right,
Right Stuff because my good friends plays for Right Stuff, and I think Right Stuff was the only team that got a point from Classic, and they played them very well. So I think they'll come up. I don't think they'll come up short this time.
All right.
Okay. All right. Going into the quarterfinals, which team was your hardest team to fight going to the quarterfinals? Which team gave you the most fight or the hardest fight?
Well, Classic gave us a hound in us. So I would say Classic, because as a young player, I really used to play in those big games, because if you want to know if you're improving or not, you have to play against the big boys to know where you are, if you're improving or not. So I would say Classic.
Classic. Okay.
Shaka, you are relatively new to the sport. You have been around for the last probably 4 or so years, to my knowledge. What is it in the sport that you see needs improvement, or from players' perspective or administratively? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm really happy that you asked that question. I think for the sport to move from where it is now, we need to basically improve on the refereeing. I think officiating is poor, very very poor, and once someone is in charge of a game and it's not being done properly, chaos. Also, I think domino players must be persons with integrity. So I think once we improve on refereeing, I think we'll have less error in the game. For example, in the Portmore League, I don't think referees were cognizant of the rules.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
All right, Shaka, thanks for joining us. And it's very unfortunate that Fort International didn't make it to the semifinals. But better luck next time. So thanks for joining us, Shaka.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Respect, Shaka. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. We have Curtis Suarez for the classic match, the classic versus foundation. Yes, we have
Yeah.
Mr. Suarez.
In a classic match.
Yes, the classic versus foundation. Yes. Welcome on board. Welcome, Mr. Suarez. Curtis.
Even to your staff there, thank you for having me on the program.
Yeah, man. Yes, CT Suarez. What's up?
Yes, Mr. Professor, I'm here, sir. I'm anticipating the questions to be asked.
All right. The first question, can you go all the way?
I think you believe in us more than anything else, Mr. Professor, because you always talk highly of Caribbean Classic. I always listen to the program and listen to you, you know. You always talk highly of Caribbean Classic. But Caribbean Classic is the epitome of what hard work and dedication does in anything, not just only dominoes. Because once you are dedicated and you stick to it and you put in the work, you will get the results. And trust me, Caribbean Classic will go all the way and continue to go all the way for years to come.
All right. Great. No, I do speak I love classic, and it's nothing based on the fact that one of the things that I do I do that is because I've seen where there are things that they are doing that at least most of the clubs are not doing, and I think that's the main difference, and that is not on, and I'm going to say this right now. It's not based on anything monetary. One of the things is not based on the monetary, and that is what most of the clubs are missing. They are seeing something else when some intangible things are there that we are missing. All right. Just to go now back in the game, you had a very topsy-turvy game on Sunday. What overall, first before going in details, what are your overall thoughts on that game and our foundation play, you guys?
Well, thank you for that question, Mr. Professor. It was the intention of Caribbean Classic to, you know, make the game a good game, but Foundation really turned up with a excellent attack. They had a strategy and they used it to the best of their abilities. In the match, if you were watching the match, you notice that every time a Foundation player lost a game, they went outside. They antagonized the referee. They forced the referee to utilize all their knowledge of the game, etc. They frustrated the game because that is why they held the lead so long. But when you are a professional, you have to understand that your time will come and you have to just seek the opportunity in the game because the game is going to 250. It's not going to 100. It's not going to 150. You understand? The distance is always going to be an issue where certain teams are concerned. Because when you look at the depth of a team and also the character of a team, that is where the difference will come in a match. That will be the difference between winning and losing. Because if you are participating in a match and you cannot reach a 250, you'll never win a match. You understand? But Foundation, trust me, they came with a game plan and they executed fairly good enough. But Caribbean Classic class will always be class because we target and practice to go to 250, not 200 or 150. And I think that is where Foundation fell short because they could not reach the line of 250.
Which team gave you the hardest fight in the tournament going up to a quarterfinal?
Well, when I talk about hardest fight, we played some good matches. Every team played very well up to a point, right? Some teams didn't carry through the momentum, but I think Right Stuff was a team that played exceptional well in the first round, in the preliminary round. They played exceptional well. However, they still couldn't reach the 250 because, as I say, you have to practice to get to that target of 250, right? I think Right Stuff would be the candidate for that, or match up the preliminary round against Classic.
Okay. I think it's Right Stuff when they're playing in the semifinals, right?
Right. So Right Stuff will be our opponent for the
For the
semifinals.
semifinals.
So you can look out for that match because Trust me. What they did in the first match is an eye opener, and I think I don't know if they peaked too early, but once you open the eyes of the lion, he shall roar. So we're expecting to go out hard, starting
Oh,
hard, because that is where we fell down in the first match. We did not start the match as how we intended to do. But this time around, we're going to start it, hit the ground running, and then we'll see
yes.
if it's going to be a different match or it's going to be an easy match or whatever it's going to be. But we're going to hit the ground running from early.
How long now you playing for Classic?
Well, for Caribbean Classic itself, it will be my second season. But we always stay together, so about 5 seasons together as teammates. But Classic only participates in the Portmore League.
All right. What have you learned for playing for Caribbean Classic?
Well, unlike other teams, Classic is a domino club, right? It's not just a
Yes.
team. Classic is, when you talk about continuity, when you talk about stability, when you talk about durability, Classic is a club that follows all of the traditional ways of formulating club activities, etc. Club meeting is a must, training is a must, discipline is a must, right? Now, at Caribbean Classic, the list of things that you learn would be never end. I don't think this program will be long enough to tell you all the things that you learn at Classic, right? But I can tell you, when it comes down to discipline, professionalism, punctuality, attitude towards the game, those are some of the things that are instilled by the leadership of Caribbean Classic. And also, persons that normally have a backward approach, like they don't want to go up front to do things. Classic also teaches them how to become a part of public speaking, etc. So you have to be outspoken at Classic. You have to learn. You have to be progressive. You have to always be going upward mobility. It's just like that at Classic. Once you're a Classic player, it's not just dominoes we deal with. It's about life. It's about love. It's about family, right? So once you're a Classic member, trust me, it's a holistic approach. It's not just about dominoes.
Okay. All right. For persons out there who want to be a part of Classic team, how can you be a part of Classic team?
Well, there's a rites of initiation, as with any club, right? You have to be recommended by a member of the Caribbean Classic family, and then you come to meeting and you express why you want to become a member, and that is brought to the committee and also the members in the form of the meeting, and you will be accepted there or rejected there based off, because some persons don't have the behavioral qualities, and maybe you can adjust yourself and then come back again or what have you. But I've never seen anybody rejected still. But that is really the thing. That's the rites of initiation. You come to club meeting, but you have to be recommended by a existing member of Caribbean Classic to actually be put in the team.
All right. A question from Warren Elliott. That's our first FIDE master in chess. He's asking a question. I hear that Classic trains. How do you train against the element of luck in dominoes? That's his question.
Big up Warren.
Mr. Warren, because myself Warren, I always emulate Mr. Warren Elliott, because I'm also a former chess player myself. Understand? I don't take it serious.
Okay.
I don't take it serious anymore. But when I did, I used to play very well.
I'm not talking biologically here now, Curtis.
No, man. Melach, I can tell you. Melach, can tell you, man. We won the rural era chess tournament when I was at St. Catherine High School. I was the #1 player.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not a joke thing.
All right, boss. Yeah, man.
Right?
Go ahead,
And right now, I can tell you, I can go head to head with probably one of the lower masters. Me now I push myself to the higher heights, but the lower masters,
All right, we have a match up then one of these days, boss.
Well, anytime you're ready, there's always online platforms, We're not, we can talk about that after. This is dominoes.
Yes.
Right.
I'm talking about domino, guys.
So,
yes.
Mr. Elliott, to answer your question, now, training is not like other forms of training. Training in dominoes, it builds your endurance, it builds your stamina, it builds your ability to play the game even when you're tired. right? So that is what we really train against. We mitigate against the fatigue in dominoes. Because when a person is fatigued, it always causes you to become flustered and play some shots that are not calculated, right? So when you can avoid playing those uncalculated shots because of your weariness, it helps in the latter end of the game, and it is always proven time and time again. When it comes on to the business end of the competition, Classic is always going to be far ahead of the pack because of that. So that is to answer your question, Mr. Elliott. That's it, the luck aspect of it. You'll always find lucky players and players that are luckier than you. But when it comes on to making the crucial crunch shots, when the game comes down to the nitty-gritty, that is what the training does.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Professor, have any more question?
Yes. No, CT. You did mention some of the things that makes a classic club a classic one. One of the things that, how do you look on the ability of the players? I know you mentioned some of the other virtues that they do possess, but how about the ability of players in certain situations? What are your thoughts on that? Especially when they are in certain position or they played, because I just asked a question against on Sunday where I saw they were behind for a period of time, and I don't want to know if there was panic setting or support, and all the players cope with that sort of deficit.
As Mr. Warren Elliott expressed, luck is also a part of the game. And if dominoes are not running your way, right, it is now going to be up to the captain to make some crucial decisions, whether he's going to stick to the players that are in the ring or he's going to try some other players to see if he can change the tide of the game. However, when a player is playing, you have to assess his body language, his vibes, how he is performing in the game, because you're not going to let a player sit in the ring and lose out the game because he is not at his optimal, right? So whenever you're playing a match, you have to also ensure that you are focusing holistically on the game. You can't just look at individual players. You have to look at the entire game, because even though a player may be struggling against a particular player, that player that he's struggling against, maybe the player that is going to take the match from you, and that player is hanging on to it, So you have to also look at that, in terms of captaining, right? So when we are assessing a match, it is not assessed on an individual perspective. It is more holistically, right? So we have to look at the entire game and assess it strategically, and then you approach it, because your number one player does not necessarily have to carry the fight for you on a particular day. And you have to be able to instinctively pick up that. You understand? You have to have some early intervention where you can look and say, all right, this is what is happening. This is what is transpiring. My number one player is MELLACHE, and MELLACHE is not going as how I want him to go. However, he is playing well enough to hold a player that I think can take the match from me. I'm going to continue to try with him. You understand me? But at the same time, you're not going to allow your players to get a 8-2, a 9-1, a 7-3, and you still continue with them. You understand? That is not a strategy to win a match. But to further answer your question, I think overall, domino is a very, 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 very strategic game. And if you cannot find the right strategy to win, you're going to lose the match. You understand? So you have to find what works for you and your team. And you have to know your players as well as their ability. Because not everybody possesses the same ability.
Okay, right? Thanks for that. All right. Last question. Donovan. Last question from the pew. Donovan is asking for knowing to Mr. Suarez, for me, knowing Classic as a class team. Do you see yourself retiring from the sports at Classic?
Well, the future, no one knows what the future holds. But when you have reached to the top of any organization, if the only way you can leave that organization, you can't leave it and then restart from the bottom or from the lower end, you have to exit, right? So if you are the commissioner of police and you leave that post, you can't become a constable again. You understand? So I don't know if that can answer your question.
All right, Mr. Suarez.
One before you go, MELLACHE.
Okay.
What now you have seen You have mentioned a few qualities that a Caribbean team, classic team possesses. What would your word of encouragement to other teams or clubs in the Domino fraternity?
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Professor. Um, Another thing that I cannot forget to mention this before I even answer your question. Whenever you are successful, you have to be humble. You have to be professional. You have to have humility. Because
Yes.
at the end of the day, when you boast and brag about your winnings, it can be taken away from you. If you notice, Caribbean Classic does not boast and brag about victories. We always talk about the titles that we have, but we never talk about or try to humiliate anybody when we are winning, right? We love competitive games. We love to see when teams play competitively. However, to answer your question now, Mr. Professor, teams that are out there, what we are lacking in this domino fraternity is discipline, professionalism, and love. We need to show more love and respect for each other because at the end of the day, we all see everyone everywhere we go. I don't know. I don't know if you realize it, but if I go to the Western League, I'm basically seeing the same players with some additions. If I come to the Portmore League, same players with some additions. The Town League, same players with some additions. You understand me? So we basically over the years we know each other. We form a family bond. I've been to places where persons identify me before I even know them and say, "There's a domino player." You understand? I can remember one time I went to the country and somebody said, "Yeah man, see a domino player, them man. I even play for classic." And me I say, "Yeah." And me I look point and me I say, if I was in distress, he would have came to my aid because he would have vouched for
Yes.
me and say, "Yeah man, there's a good youth." And yeah, as I say, and trust me, damn,
Yes.
it was a setup. And somebody have to get up around the table and give me game. You know? Yeah man, the man said, "No man, I'm gonna have to get up, man, give it up nice game, man." You understand? And up to
Yes.
today, I don't know the man. I don't know the man. I'm telling you. But he
Mhm.
recognized me. And I'm telling you this. It makes no sense. We fight against each other. We try to form enemies. Understand me?
Yes.
We just need to enforce the law because the motto of Domino speaks about bringing people together. And if you notice, I don't know about anybody else, but since I've been playing dominoes, I've met thousands of people,
Yeah.
both here, abroad, etc. Persons know me that I don't even know. You understand? By name too. You understand me? So it brings about a little form of popularity as well. You understand me? So, but the discipline needs to improve, right? Um, a person have to understand that somebody have to win and somebody have to lose, right? If your team is not up to the standard to win as yet, try and bring it up to that standard. You understand me? And don't try to, use brute force or indiscipline or any form of cheating to win. That is not any form of it. As I heard Shaka mention something about integrity in the sport. That is what we're lacking, even more than the fact that we need proper refereeing. Because look at it now. Let me show you why it's important. Majority of the time, when a referee makes a decision, what does he do? He comes to the table and he asks, "What happened?" Not true?
Yes. Yes.
And when him asks, he might expect to hear the truth. Not true?
Yes.
And then, based off of the truth, he make a decision. So
Yes.
if him hear lie from you and lie from the next man, how he make a decision is going to be right and correct? So you see, how important the integrity is, even before the
Yes.
official refereeing
Yes.
aspect of it. Because if we ourselves are not honest and don't show the integrity and the truth in whatever transpired, we'll never come to the correct decisions and we'll never have a proper match being won by domino instead of cheating.
Yes.
Because if you tell a lie, that is good as cheating. No. You understand? Because if him
Yes.
ask you who play six blank and you say, "I know me," and you play, that will also throw off the decision making. Because I can remember I was playing a game, and in that game, the player found me with three pieces of deuce and one more domino. Because I have four domino. So him say, "All right, party, just play out him deuce them. Play out him deuce them and block the game." So when him play out the deuce them, him turn him on. When him turn him on, he had S blank and another domino to block the game. But hold on, him not block the game. I'm not gonna tell no lie on him, never block the game. But him show up the domino with them and say count S blank. When me have my one domino, I don't know. Him say S blank him count. So I say, "What you do?" Him say S blank him count. I call the referee. When I call the referee now, I say, "Referee, ask this man what him do." The referee him say him say a S blank, him count. When me turn on my double blank now, him ever say him never black the game. Him only say a S blank him count. So me say, no, man. This man a real man. And you know what the referee did? The referee said shuffle the game. In my estimation. I was so upset because me win the game, you know. Because there's no way Vanguard being hurt. Him can't say him never black the game. And the game mash up, score all mark for him. You understand what I say? Yeah. But just because him see him lose now, him want to change him story. You understand what I say? So the honesty aspect of it is very important. And the discipline, if we can increase on that, trust me, that will become more attractive. We'll get more sponsorship and so forth. And you know, we can take the sport to the where we want it to be in the future.
Okay. All right, Mr. Suarez. Thanks for that. Thanks for being on our program. We appreciate you being on our program. And I would just like to say good luck in the semifinals. And I hope your team go all the way, sir. So thanks, sir, for being here.
Yeah, man, thank you so much. And Professor, respect every time. MELLACHE, respect every time.
Yes,
and,
yes. Yes,
man, and you know, it was a pleasure being here on the program. And you know, you can call me anytime as long as I'm available. I'll always be willing to participate on this program. Thanks again.
Yeah, man.
Okay, all right.
Respect. All the best.
All the best. Yes. That was Curtis Suarez from Caribbean Classic. Now we have online from Foundation, FOWLY himself. Welcome, FOWLY. Sergeant Wallace. Sergeant Wallace, sir. If you're speaking, we're not hearing you.
And him unmute, you know, so, you know.
Yes. FOWLY, I don't know what happened. If you're hearing us, we're not hearing you.
Reception bad.
All right. See if we can log out and log back in. Yes, you're mute now. Okay.
Probably just give him a few minutes and see. Thing there. Say Bobby 6. Oh wait, what was it?
Yes, Bobby 6, big up yourself again. Links and Classic finals. The biggest Portmore League finals. What on that first time Links and Classic going to finals, Professor?
No, man. They have been to a couple finals so far. I think since there have been links, I think they have met, I think, only once in the final. When my memory serves me right.
Okay.
2 times.
Tyan in the house. Yes, Tyan. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Barry. Yeah, man. All right. Until Sergeant Wallace is back. All right. Let us go to, because we have in the back, we have in the waiting room, Mr. McCoy. Mr. McCoy from Mechanical and Western Kingston from Brayton. So let us talk about Brayton and Mechanical match now. Brayton 250, Mechanical 230. What do you have to say about that, Professor?
Well, the Mechanical did seem to put up a little fight here, but I did carry Brayton to win this encounter. The last time when they played, it was in the preliminaries, it was much closer. Brayton is the defending champion, and this game was a repeat of last season final. And Mechanic, the scoreline in that encounter is much larger, larger scores. So Mechanical did improve on their last season loss. in the final and in the both times I've met this season. So that is a great improvement on the side of mechanical. But Brighton is the defending champion.
All right,
And
Fowley's back. You're hearing us? Hold on, sorry, Professor. Fowley, you're hearing us now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. You're hearing me?
Okay, yes, we're hearing you now, Fowley. All right, big up yourself, Sergeant Wallace. Welcome to MELLACHE TV Analyst Thursdays. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, and grateful to be on MELLACHE TV.
Yes. First thing, you get the name Fowley? You love to fly? Or what?
When I was small, about 4 or 5 years old, I used to like cockfight. I like to watch the fowls fight, and one lady looked at me one day and said, "What happened to this fowl boy, man?" And just start calling me Fowley, and that name just stick to me up to this day.
Okay. How long now you're playing for Foundation?
No, it's my first season at Foundation.
You're speaking, Fowley?
Yeah, it's my first season at Foundation.
Oh, your first season. Okay, but you did the team proud, man. You go all the way to quarterfinal. What really went wrong in the game, Fowley? Because at halftime, I heard you guys were leading by what, 20-something?
No, we were leading by 5 halftime. We were leading by 5 halftime. And it went about by 21.
Okay, so what really went wrong? Because everybody was cheering that Foundation going to be links. So everybody leave their match to come and to watch Foundation leading.
Not links, classic.
Classic, the great classic. So what really went wrong there?
It's just probably they had a better management, and we probably didn't execute our plan accordingly. We get overexcited, and in the last section of the game, we probably lapse, and it cost us.
Okay. What is your greatest challenge being a part of Foundation?
The greatest challenge is the discipline.
The discipline. Yes. Yes, that discipline. When you have discipline, that will bring you far away.
You mentioned the word indiscipline, Fowley, but I think it's a bit relative how you use it. Is discipline towards the game or just the overall discipline?
No, man, it's not towards the game, because some of the time we are at matches and players are walking in late and those things, left the jersey going back for it. So this can probably, most times, break the momentum of the team, or it break the formation of what the captain would have planned earlier, and it can cause us, because the captain would have planned to start certain people, and when match supposed to start, they're going to call and say that they're going to late, and they didn't call earlier, or they come to match and say they're going for their jersey now and all those stuff. So that would have caused us to lose a few matches. But we are working on it, and the president of the club is adamant that we're going to change up some of these things and work on it for next season.
Okay, what have you learned playing for Foundation?
Yes, so we learned that as long as the team gel or operate as a unit, we can overcome anything.
Okay. Will you be a part of Foundation for next Portmore League?
Yes, I think I'll be a part of Foundation.
Okay. All right. What is your general overview of how the team play? And I'm just exiting the era of captaincy a bit here now. But generally, how you mentioned the word discipline in terms of when you mentioned a few things. But how about discipline in terms of their playing? what is it that you see could have made some adjustments or so forth?
Well, when we had our meeting, we would have mentioned a few things, would have targeted a few players, and I think we just overlook other players, and that was our shortcoming. You understand? And players who we didn't target are persons who we figure more or less were not able of bringing it home for Caribbean Classic. They came out and they played excellent. You know,
Yes.
we have to really commend Franklin. Franklin played excellent first half to really hold us to a 5 lead, and second half, the president, Mr. Price, would have came in the match and he would have played quite well. And we didn't really think of them really to put up any challenge in truth and in fact. But
Yes.
probably proper planning and execution was lacking there for on our side. And next time we know that we'll have to probably plan for everybody.
Okay. One of the things that we did mention throughout this analysis there on our program is that we tend to see see where foundation usually doesn't, either they're going helter skelter or they're losing in droves. What are your thoughts there? Because for me, I just usually criticize the way you guys probably don't have somebody who is like a hub in the team or a couple players like that, just to be that person who can consolidate. What are your thoughts on that?
Could you repeat the first part of that question?
Yeah, I was saying that the team, for me, and much criticism that they came on, especially from yours truly, is that I see where if they are winning, they are going helter skelter, and if they are losing in droves. So, and I don't believe there are enough players who sit and consolidate, and so those players can play around if the game is going that momentum in a positive momentum. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we would have realized that. We would have discovered that a few players they don't know to adjust to situations in a timely manner. And we realized because we played a match and one of our players came in and he won 3 games, 3 love, and he got back 5 in split second. And we lost that match. I think we lost Link's match by 4. And we would have said that even though you won the 3, you should have, paced down.
Yes.
Not to hold up any game, but watch the board. You can't just lose 5 games before another table played 2. So all these things are downfalls that we would have recognized, and moving forward, we plan to address these things for the upcoming league we enter.
Okay. All right, going into the quarterfinal, which team was your hardest for team?
Well, going to the quarterfinal, most of our matches we play under strength. Meaning that some of our players went to work, some of our players went to football matches and all those things. So, this match we had probably was our first match. Probably was Britain. We were blown out of the park. But our aim wasn't really to think about hard matches now. Our aim was really to qualify. And after qualify, then we move from there. And I believe that if we were just sit and even plan even for 15 or 20 minutes more, I think we would have pulled off the greatest upset of tournament history in Domino. But probably a good and a more organized team, I would say, triumph on the day, but we are not out.
All right. So what is next for Foundation? Like
Well, we haven't had a meeting to discuss as yet. The president hasn't made a decision. I can't say from my vantage point what is next. After meeting with the president and other executive members of the club, we're going to decide whether we will enter the town league. I will just watch and enter Portmore League next season.
All right. 2 questions, quick questions here now, Foley, in one. The first is, who will you consider the player season for you, and how do you assess your season at Foundation?
Sorry.
Well, the player of the season for Foundation Club?
Yeah, for you, then all you see, yeah. Or all the statistics is there.
Well, the player of the season for me probably would be, it is close between Cow and Messi.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't probably I wasn't at a few matches. I wasn't at a few matches, so Cow got more man of the match.
Okay.
But Messi, they were consistent. The two of them were well consistent, so it is very close to really pull them apart. So
yeah, man.
Those two pair, I would say, stand out.
Yeah, man. And how do you assess your season now?
Well, unlike other seasons where I was up and out playing, I assessed the team and I told him that we're just going into to make the quarterfinal. It's my first season at the club, so my aim is to build the club. I was more focusing on getting the team together, getting out the persons in the community, because a lot of persons is because of Foundation that a lot of them come out and really enjoy themselves. So the first was a building stage. You didn't want to go all out, say we're going to win, but to participate and to do our best. So my aim was to really get the team together and try to see how best we can move forward, and not to just run into playing domino and playing domino like how I normally do. So I think I would have accomplished greatly in that field, and moving forward next season, you're going to see greater things.
All right. Thanks much. Go ahead.
All right, my last 2 questions. And this is a teasing question on Foley. What happened when Delawine have Jackie at 8 love? What really happened there?
Well, I don't know, but I don't know.
I realized that.
What happened?
I realized that Jackie didn't come back to finish the game.
And from my vantage point, I would say that is a disrespect to the club, to the president of the club, as also because Jackie did not play any game from morning, and he only played 8 games. And in respect of the club itself, I saw Jackie lose 6 games in a match prior, and he was the one who won the last 2 games, Cherry Garden match, and we won the match. Even though he's an 8 love, I know that he has the ability to really come back, because he has been doing it over the years, because we were together at correctional services from back in 2004, 2005. And I know that he has the ability to really do it. So having 8 love down doesn't mean that you're out. And Classic was only leading probably at that time by about 6. So we still had a look in. But when you're going to leave and cause the team to lose 2 points, that 2 point, if you check it, is like 4 points, because 2 is added to the other side. If 2 was to subtract, if you had won those 2 games, if Classic was leading by 6 and you won those 2 games, they would be leading by 4. But Classic getting the 2 points, they will be leading by 8. So that is 4 additional points if you check it from that perspective. Not saying that you would have won, but at least if you don't try, you would know. So I think that wasn't a good move, and I can't see how we were playing from morning. and you only come and play 8 games, and then you just disappear. So if you weren't in the frame of mind to really play, why did you go in the ring? So I am still confused as to his action. I don't know the president of the club, and I doubt it has gotten any explanation, because a person can always sick and has to run out or probably get a phone call, but at least the president should be informed, the captain should have been informed. So up to now, up to this time, we haven't heard anything from the player, and we are awaiting an explanation of his action.
Oh, he left the venue? He left the venue?
Yeah, I heard that he drove out. We didn't see him. He didn't play any more game.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. I didn't know. All right. Last question. Which 2 teams you think you predict going to the finals? Or who you're carrying?
Well, what I'm seeing is that every team is playing good domino. And I know that you have teams like Caribbean Classic who have done it before, and they have been doing it all over and over. So, but Right Stuff is playing excellent domino. As you can see in their quarterfinal, they demonstrated that they are forced to reckon with. Lynx would have pulled off an impressive and hard-fought match against Forts International. The defending champion Britain is coming, but it's hard to call. It's very hard to call.
Okay, so which team you bring in though? Which team you bring in to win the finals?
Well, I love Lynx team, you know. Yeah, man, I love
great.
Lynx team so much. Yeah.
All right. Thanks again for being on our program. We appreciate your input. Yes, and all the best. Going to the next foundation, going to into the town league, right?
Well, we haven't discussed. The president of the club hasn't really held any formal meeting to discuss what we'll be doing. So I can't say offhand without his decision or the executive members of the club decision. So when we have our meeting, we'll decide on that.
All right. All the best, Foley, being with Foundation. And thanks again for being with us.
Okay, I'm grateful to be a part of this interview. You know that I'm always here, as long as it's domino, because it's our sport, you know. And we want to see it grow, we want to see moving forward. So at any time
we have to do it.
You requested us to, me or any representative of my club, to really come and give an input. We are always here to really facilitate your program.
Okay. All right. Thanks again, Sergeant Wallace.
Okay, thanks. And to all who are listening and all those persons who tune in, you know, that's a good program to really to move domino forward and letting persons be aware and know about what is happening, you know. So continue doing the good work, Mr. Mellache.
All right. Thanks again, sir. All right.
Okay.
All right. We have backstage also Mackey from Mechanical. So, Mr. McCoy, welcome, sir. McCoy. Mr. McCoy.
Yeah, good night.
Yes. Welcome, Mackey. Welcome to our program, sir.
You now move like the real McCoy at all, boy.
Why you say that, bro? Why you say that?
Because we are called and we are here, you.
No, maybe you would never say real McCoy.
Yeah, that's it.
I remember saying I had home from work and things. So.
Yeah.
I'm there on the road, you know.
All right.
Mellache,
we have to know.
Because the request was kind of late.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, me as a facilitator, I always try to help out, you know.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man.
All right. Welcome again, Mr. McCoy. You are the captain for Mechanical, right?
But it means everything. For the battle watcher. Sometimes there are days when I have to hold the book, there are days when I have to play, you know. It just depends on how the days, you know. But I did captain the quarterfinal.
Okay. Question: are you the founder of Mechanical?
One of, yeah, one of.
Oh, one of the founder.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
5 of us who came together, formed the club.
Yes.
Mr. Sonny, him as Dilgin, Ras,
Yes.
Mr. Bradley, that's Mark, and
Mm.
Kamal, and Mr. Salki, who's dentist, you know, the great Silver Fox himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Okay.
together and
How long now has this club been around?
we're gone over 10 years, you know. Yeah, man. Couple trophies and couple seasons, well. Yeah, man.
Okay. Okay.
Even Sergeant Wallace, we just talked was a part of us, you know. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. Sergeant Wallace left mechanical and went to foundation. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
man.
And but you know, give name me as part of the founding member. I was there when you founded, but I wasn't.
You're on the other side, yeah. Because you
Yeah.
remember we used to come up and saw us up and battle it out.
Yeah.
And beer and sit down till hours and you win 1 week and then me win the other week and it was fun, eh?
Yeah, man, that's true, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
you
long
know.
now have you been captain for Mechanical, Mackie? Mr. McCoy?
No, remember I say, you know, it changes from time to time. You know,
Oh.
I'm not always the standing skipper. Remember, I'm
Oh.
the president, you know, I am the president, so there are days when I play a different role. You know, it's
Yeah.
just, you know, being the captain. This season we were really short. We never had a designated skipper, so I had to just play the role. You know, but I'm familiar with the job of being a captain. You know, we won the All Ireland Championship and the Dragon League, so you know, being a captain is not a strange thing for us. So we just decided to, you know, marshal the troops. You know, we started the
Yes.
game pretty hot on Sunday, and as usual, you know, mechanical is like that. We had Brayton worrying because they were like, wait, mechanical come for mash up. But you know, we
Yes.
lost our shape in midway the first half. We just lost our shape, and it was downhill from there. You know, we came back up at different stages, but you know, from we lost our shape, it just never came back. But we were leading Brayton by about 17 or 16 points clear at one point, you know. We had them worrying.
What is score at halftime? What was this halftime score?
Half time, they were leading me by what? 2? Only 2. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, because they cut the 16 that we had up there and started leading us by a, you know, small margin. But it was just the indiscipline why we lost our shape because, you know, players playing too fast and losing too fast and just thinking about just themselves and what is happening on their table. They're not watching the scoreboard.
Yeah.
They're not giving the team a fighting chance. You know, people getting
Okay.
a 8-2 in a split second. All of that strained the team. You know,
Okay.
9-1. So it was just, you know, a
All right.
downhill
Being the captain on Sunday, how do you feel
Oh,
about
before
communication?
that, I never get to congratulate Brayton for winning, you know.
Yes.
Can I just do that
Yes.
real quick?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, it was a good match. With, you know, big up to Brayton. You know, we wanted to get our revenge because they were the ones who beat us in the finals last season. But it wasn't to be, you know. It wasn't to be. We tried, but congratulations to Brayton. And I really hope Brayton retains the title. I think they're a good team, and I love their discipline. You know, they're quality players and players who really play the game for the right reasons, you know. You know, I really hope Brayton goes all the way and take it and return as champions.
Okay. All right. You were mentioning something about players playing fast and getting 9-1 and all those stuff. How do you feel about communicating with the team members?
Sometimes I have a weakness in that regard, and I think it affected us at different matches. You know, there are days when sometimes you can't talk to me. You know, and then there are days when I listen to other people. But communication is a art that
Yes.
you know you have to learn as you go along, and not every one of us master it. You know, but it's a work in progress, and I hope we'll continue to improve in that. But definitely, we need to work on the communication skills and how we relate to players at different moments throughout the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what strategy do you use to motivate your players?
Well, they were saying that's encouragement, sweeten labor, not true.
Yeah.
It's not new. I mean, you get people on the right frame of mind. Sometimes players have different stresses and issues, and as a leader, you try to help them. A verbal motivation, but there are times when you really have to go above and beyond. There are days when you really have to, help
Incentives,
people.
etc.
So
Yeah.
I've always had a good rapport with different players and get them in the right frame to play the game. So yeah, it's usually just how you relate to them, how you talk to them, how you can assist them with different things. Yeah.
You guys are meeting. You were the beaten finalists last year against the
Correct.
same Brighton team, and in the first encounter in this competition, you lost about by 9,
Yeah, we
and you
played
come
them.
into this encounter losing by about 20.
Yeah,
What was the game plan? What is the mindset coming into this encounter, knowing that you lost that close and you probably would have a good chance?
No, when I saw the tables were going, I was actually, feeling real good that I'm gonna get a shot at them again. I basically saw that we were gonna play them in the quarterfinals. So the team was pumped up. Everybody was saying, yes, this is our best chance. Because we know where we dropped the ball in the preliminary round against them. So we corrected that, and that's how we started the game like how we did. We started flying. I mean, Brayton was worried, really worried. But the thing about Brayton, when they are down, they don't drop hands. All the team came together. Everybody was cheering down that 16 points off the scoreboard. They never turned their back. The spectators that they had there, I mean, the cheerleaders, the players on the outside, they are all there motivating who is in the ring. And that's the weakness a lot of teams have, especially ours. Nobody wants to cheer. Everybody just there waiting for their chance to go and play. And that is not going to win matches. You have to be the seventh table, as it were, on the outside. You have to be cheering on who is inside. You have to motivate the people inside, because the minute you're there and the team start to lose and the opponent is cheering and you're not, you're just there dumb, that lead is going to disappear. And that's what happened to us on Sunday. We had people playing racer ass and box and all them things instead of them there by the ringside and cheer on them things. It's a lot of indiscipline. But that is where the difference was with us and Brayton. They were a unit. They were together.
Okay.
And that's how we lost that match.
What was the I know you mentioned players, you mentioned just a while ago that you saw where you could an era of concern where you could capitalize against Britain. You wouldn't mind disclose that era of concern?
No, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want Brayton's opponent on Sunday to use that against them, because I want Brayton to win the league.
Okay.
Brayton, I like Lynx. Lynx is my side. My big brother play for Lynx, which is Tyson. Not blood brother, but my icon, my idol in Domino. But I can't bet on Lynx. I just want Brayton to go always. I won't disclose the weakness.
Yes.
Somebody would have to call me half the year and tell them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that to Mila and Chris, man. Mila and Chris are good youth. Too good youth.
What is the mission? What is the mission for Mechanical Club?
Well, our aim is to continue to grow from strength to strength and play our part in the domino world. We've been contributing to the growth of the sport in many ways. Most competitions we're a part of it. We have done our part. We assist with different aspects of the domino development. So that is the aim of the club, to continue to grow from strength to strength, and we are going to be champions of the Portmore League one day. Last season we were the beaten finalists. This season we still made the quarters, even though Professor, you said we couldn't make it. You were one of them who said Mechanical can't qualify. I don't
I'm coming to that one.
Right? You are the one centre forward and others. But we had a different idea. We knew what we were capable of, and we believed in ourselves. We know the quality of the club. On any given day, Mechanical can beat any team. It's just which Mechanical turn up. You understand? So as long
Just
as
to
there's
mention,
domino, man, you'll always see mechanical playing their part and
just to men,
contributing to the development.
just to mention, as you just to say on that what you mentioned earlier, Mackie, I did initially carry mechanical to in my preview of the prior to the commission, carry
Oh,
mechanical to be in the top 8. But
okay,
as a
okay.
result of losing a few quality players and
Yes,
seeming like you guys were playing,
scrappy.
it didn't
Yeah,
seem like
scrappy.
you had a
Yeah, we
chance
were
of
a bit
making it,
scrappy.
which is basically what the stats shown that the sort of teams you had come, but you pull off a couple victories and points that were quite important, and you did do yourself some justice.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Mechanical is a team with guts, And they
yes,
say when you have guts, that's enough. And that's the thing about us. We never say never, man. Never give up. And that's why we did what we did. But there are days when the team just don't come together. And that's what happened to us Sunday. We just don't come together. You understand? But Mechanical is a dangerous team, man. And any given day, any given Sunday, you can't count you out, man.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
true. You have some quality players.
All right. Definitely, you mentioned the team have got. What is that? Give me a general overview of how the team played. I know you mentioned the guts part of it, but give me the overview of a
All
few
right, let me tell
individual
you
players, etc. For the
the way we
season.
structure the team. We build the team around certain players.
Exactly.
We have the fastest player in the country, the most fastest players in the country. And that's well, we did have one of the most fastest players in the country, but he left off for Peacock. But we have Police, we have Chicken, we have quite a few fast players, but at the same time we have players who can play at a pace. We have players who can really hold the game and. But one of the things that happened to us Sunday, 2 of those players didn't come to match. You understand? So our midfield was kind of lacking. So at a
Okay.
point when the game should have been, controlled a little better, the players to do it weren't at match. You understand? So we never had a full complement of players on Sunday. So that also helped Brayton, because had we had some of those midfielders, we would have played a different game. But our plan is always to put our nose in front first, and get, our best line of defense is attack. So that's what we know to the best, and that's what we were doing on Sunday. But in the midway, stage of the first half, we just lost our shape, and then the rest was downhill from there.
Player of
But
the season for you?
player of the season for me,
Yeah.
one genius, man, one genius, Genius and Zani. That is my peer of the tournament, man. Genius is a player young player, but he's very underrated. But I'm telling you, man, he's one to watch for the future. So my player of the tournament would be Genius. Also, it's not Chedi. Chedi did a good bit. Police was very inconsistent this season, but he's always
Yes.
delivering, but very inconsistent this season. We never got the Police that we used to this season. Notable mentions too were Son played a good knock on
What?
various Sundays. Tall Boss was a
Yes.
very good addition to the team as well, right? But definitely the player of the tournament for me would be, for our team that is, would be Genius and Zani.
Oh.
Okay.
So you think what you're saying? Police need glasses now. That's what you're saying?
No, well, him always been wearing glasses, but
No.
it looked like he need to change.
Change.
All right, you mentioned 2
beating,
players.
I don't like.
All right, you mentioned 2 players, Mackie. Peacock. Peacock used to be a part of Mechanical, but that's one player that you lose. I don't know if you wish to disclose.
Yeah, man, it hurt us.
What happened
Yeah,
there.
man, it hurt us big time. That loss was a big blow because Peacock was one of our strikers, one of our attackers. So that one really cramped us. And then when we lost Fowley and Thunder, those are 2 midfielders where, they stand up in the middle. That's 2 tables you're sure you're going. Then we lost Donaldson. We lost another good midfielder in Donaldson. No, well, remember, Ratbat and those people are really Bullby, Rado people.
Yeah.
So I would say it was
them,
a loss to not have them. It would have been good if they stayed, but, from Bullby playing and Rado, they're going to go with them. So the original strikers I'm talking,
Okay.
That was a blow. And then another player in terms of Blue. You know, Blue was a special player for us. He could change the match. And we lost Blue as well. Fowley take him away. Fowley drive the foundation, you know. But that's how it is. That domino is a dynamic sport. And you don't cry over spilled milk. You continue to build, you reshape, and you move on. So, you know, we thank those players for their contribution over the years. And we have no bad blood between us. I mean, all those players are my friends. We still communicate regularly. And I'll never see them on the road and pass them, you know. But, you know, in time changes, you know, everything changes. So, you know, it's just a part of the game, you know. And we move on and we keep building, you know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tamara. Yes, Tamara. Big up yourself, Tamara. Yes. Arville, Talbas. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. One final question, Mr. McCoy. And this is also a teasing question too. What happened with police? Because he's saying him don't get 10 love and other persons, the official is saying him get 10 love. And someone saying 9-1. What happened?
No, man, the score is 9-1. 9-1. They weren't marking the scorecard, but I was scoring the game. And, you know, the score is 9-1, man. It was 9-1. He didn't get a 10 love. But I'm not going to get into the whole debate about it because people acting as if 10 love is the end of the world. 10 love is not the end of the world. You're playing domino, you will lose and you will win. When a man run from completing the 10, he must be banned or punished.
You know, and them things make the sport nice, you know.
You know. And, you know, you tease a man, him get 10 love. You laugh about it, and the next week you go drop a 10 love too. You know, it's not the end of the world.
At the amount of 10 love where police drop.
Oh, come on. But it's not a 10 love. I mean, the score is 9-1.
Oh, because
I'm not going to get in the back and forth with people. I hear them on social media saying the man get 10 love.
Yes. No, but that's not the game. But between me and Mr. McCoy, I spoke to the referee and she said right down as 10. So I don't know.
Yeah, and the people that asked for it said at 10.
All right, let me tell you. When the game was at 6, when the game was at 5, they were saying he got 6 love. But they weren't marking the scorecard.
Okay. All right, Mr. McCoy, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it also. And thanks for letting our viewers get certain things highlighted and cleared up. And thanks for shedding some light on your club and stuff like that. Yes, thanks for being with us, Mr. McCoy.
Real McCoy, man.
Yeah, man, I got kicked off there for a moment. The signal, as I tell you, I'm on the road.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I was saying there was a discrepancy because when it was at 5-0, they were not marking the scorecard properly. And this is where players come to domino match and they don't even walk with a pen, right? They just come with their, you know, and they don't even follow the thing properly. They're supposed to be marking the scorecard. And no matter how the referee tell them mark the scorecard, they're not doing it. So that is where the problem occurred. But you know, I was keeping the score. It's not no 10 love. Nobody.
All right, great.
And that police can't get a 10 love from Jazzbo. Because Jazzbo is a top player, right? And it seems as if police really cannot play Jazzbo because he always beat him. But it wasn't a 10 love. And those two guys are teammates at Tornadoes, you know. So Jazzbo would not give police a 10 love. You understand? So even if he draw him up at 9, he's gonna let him win one. If you know, he's not gonna 10 police because he's him teammate. You understand?
Yes.
He could have 10 chicken as well. He draw up chicken too, you know. But he's not gonna 10 chicken. You understand?
Okay.
But they're all farmer Tornado people, you know.
Okay. All right, Mr. McCoy. Thanks again for being with us.
Yes, man, and thanks for having me. And big up to everybody in the domino world. And, you know, one of the things I want you to try to work on, you know, MELLACHE and Prof, because you have the stage, you know, you have the eyes of the people and the ears, you know. You need to try to get sponsors into the thing, man. It's hard for a man spend nearly $1 million for the season and him can't win 200,000, you know. You know, look good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a colossal, you know, but because we love the sport, we continue to invest in it and, you know, share with our friends. But that's all it's about. You know, there's really nothing in it.
And Mr. McCoy, that's why I would implore, you know, to ensure that discipline in whatever form is been continued at Mechanical. So
Yes,
in
man.
order to ensure sponsorship,
Yeah,
or
man.
greater sponsorship, if we can
Oh,
get all the persons adhere
yeah,
to the club rules,
because
etc., etc.
yeah, because the
Yeah, because
organizers
that was
who organize the domino thing now, they're not doing nothing, for the sport,
Yes.
Mina is not
okay.
doing nothing for it. JDC is not doing nothing for it. So it's you guys who have the ears of the people, you have to step up and make domino nice
All
again.
right. To be
You
honest,
All
Mr.
right.
McCoy, to be honest, I can't get sponsored for the tournaments. But the
Yeah,
thing is that it is very hard for our sponsors looking in. I have person on 8 love, 9 love, and I get up and not come right. It don't look good for the
Our
sponsors.
honoring fixtures. And then
yeah.
another one.
Honor their
Honoring
pictures.
fixtures.
You have to big up
Another one.
Sonic too, because you see Sonic do her thing and keep the domino active and nice, So I
Yeah,
Yes.
hope that
man.
even that grass table tournament will continue to be a success. Yeah, man.
Yes.
But you have to try and attract sponsors because it don't
Well
make
done,
sense.
man.
Sometimes you
Yes,
enter the
man.
competition and you spend so much and there's nothing in return. It don't make no sense.
All
All
right.
right.
All
So,
right. Thanks again, Mr. McCoy.
so that's
And
my
my
little contribution. Yeah.
okay, and my viewers, you heard it. Mr. McCoy is bringing Brayton to win the tournament, but if you want to know their weakness, you can call him off the air.
Yeah, man. I could have had them, man. I could have had them. At one point, I had Neil and Chris fretting, but them get off the hook, man. So I will catch them next year, man. Just let them know.
All right, Mr. McCoy. Thanks again, Mr. McCoy. All right, my viewers. That was Mr. McCoy, the captain for Mechanical.
Not the
Yes.
fake McCoy.
Yeah, not the fake McCoy, to the real McCoy.
McCoy.
All right. Now, we have on stage now, we have Western Kingston from Britain. Britain All Stars.
Man famous to say domino play on the day.
Domino play on the day. Mr. Watson, welcome, sir.
Yeah, man, welcome.
Big up yourself. We just have Mr. McCoy. I'm wishing you guys all the best to the finals,
Yeah, man, I heard him,
Yes. Mr. Watson, why them call it Western Kingston? You are the baddest thing in a Western Kingston?
Well, not really I wouldn't say the baddest thing, but
Maybe baddest in a domino.
yeah, well, all right. That name West Kingston was given to me by some of my community people because like I was always one of the defender of Western Kingston in a domino. So like we will always travel and go all around, and like if anyone like should come to the community and want to put up a challenge, me are the person them that always call. So me just take on the name as the defender of West Kingston. So that's why, yeah, man. So the name they go.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right. How long know you're playing for Britain?
Well, actually, this is my third season at Britain,
Oh, you're a season player at Britain. So you are the defending champion also?
Yeah, I'm the defending champion, yeah.
Okay, great. Professor?
Well, West Kingston, the game against Mechanical. Firstly, what are your thoughts in that game and what you did to come out victors? Really, generally the team, and then we go to individually to you.
Okay, Professor. All right. So at Britain All Star, we as a team, we have a game plan. And as you heard Mr. Mackay say, at one point early in the game, we went down by 16 points. They had us like 18 for 2. Yeah, but knowing Britain, because it's such an early stage in the game, at no given time, like you heard Mr. Mackay say, we are a team together and we didn't panic no time at all. So we were cheering on the team, those who weren't in the ring, were cheering on the team, and we know that we would cut that 16 and would come out victorious as the defending champion, because we stick together as a team, and we had a game plan, and we executed that game plan well on Sunday against Mechanical Mr. MACKY team.
Okay.
How do you look at how do you assess your season so far?
All right. Well, my season so far, is a half season because of some personal reasons.
Yeah.
I missed out a lot of matches. You understand? But knowing that Brighton All-Star is the defending champion and it's now the crunch time, well, say me as one of the senior players on the team, I have to step up right now to the duty call, because we have to defend this title, so I'm very vital to this team.
Okay. How do you get to join a Brighton team if person out there want to join?
Well, anyone out there want to join a Brighton team right now, once their discipline is good enough, all right, they could just link up Milo and Chris, and we also have meeting nights that we keep meeting, whether physically or virtually, and they would know if they are accepted or rejected, because the personal behavior would have to be up to standard, because discipline is the key.
Oh.
Okay. How do you deal with poor performance from the referee?
Well, as a matter of poor performance from the referee, well, if we have any issue at all with any individual referee, we just try to take it up with Mr. Mina still. We don't really try to take matters in our own hand and try to bring any game in disrepute because of a poor decision from a referee. So we just try to make the board deal with it.
Okay. All right. I'm just using 2 stone kill one because in the Sansan League, your team get team of the week also for last week in the Sansan League. Right? So you are representing Buccaneers also. Right? So I'm just using 2 stones kill 1 bird. You understand? Okay. But question, how often do your team train though?
As in Buccaneer or Brighton?
Buccaneers, yeah. Buccaneers going to Brighton.
Okay. Yeah, well, Buccaneer, say we have some seasoned domino players on our team, like Dudley, Banga, and all these people, Chin. So we're always training because we always keep playing domino. Because as you know, domino is our sport, and we always keep playing domino.
Okay, as Brighton team.
Yeah, well, as Brighton All-Star, yeah, we train very regular, because as you know, at the Lush Crush venue at Brighton, our headquarters, yeah, so Domino always playing there, and sometime Sir Rupert Price came there and give us some practice, that is Caribbean Classic players, and we're always training at Brighton All-Star. So that is the reason why our team is so good.
Okay. All right. Donovan Davis saying coming back. I'm coming home to Brighton. So him saying he's already spoke to Milo. So Donovan Davis used to be a member of Brighton All-Star.
Yeah, man. He was always a member of Brighton All-Star, and and even though he's in the diaspora, he always support Brighton All-Star, and he's welcome back home anytime. Shatas, Donovan Davis, known as Shatas. Yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In this semi-final, you're going to play. Is Brighton going to play against Classic, right?
No, Brighton going to play against Lynx.
Oh, Brighton against Lynx.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
You have
man,
anything?
Brighton
You
against
have
Lynx.
anything to say to your opposing team?
Well, no, we don't really have anything to say to the opponent, because we're not gonna really send any threat. But we
Yes.
just know, say, we as the defending champion, we just know, say, we're gonna defend our title and defend our crown this season. So I think that's it all. And as you know, my tagline already, Domino play upon the day. So on that day, which is Sunday coming, Brighton All-Star as the defending champion, we just turn out and take it one day at a time and turn up and play the Domino on that day.
Okay, Professor.
Why, West Kingston, we wish you all the best in this encounter. I don't know if we might have the opportunity to speak again in a positive capacity, So probably we have next week on the program, but not in the capacity as the one you're speaking to us now. So let's wish you the best, boss, and look forward to the semi-final. The first match, you guys won that, no?
Yeah.
The first preliminary encounter. All right. So as
Yeah,
again,
man. We won that one.
yeah, man. We wish you the best and so going forward.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
thanks. Yeah, thanks much.
All right. Mr. Watson, thanks for being here with us, and thanks for shedding some light of
Yeah,
persons who are trying to if they want to join the team or stuff like that. Yeah, so thanks for being on our program.
yeah, man, and thanks for having me. And before I go, I must say, big up to Sonic. Yeah, man, she doing a wonderful job by hosting that Sansan tournament that play 4 nights per week. And big up to the sponsor. I think his name is what? Joker, that guy from Montego Bay side, for the team of the week.
Yes.
Yeah, that Buccaneer was successful winning that team of the week last week. So big up to the sponsor. Yeah, and big up Sansan. Enough respect every time, Sansan.
All right.
Okay. All right. We're staying Kingston. Big up yourself. All right. Professor.
Yes, man.
Yes, we're moving on. We have Right Stuff versus Bull Bay. So Right Stuff 250, Bull Bay 195. What do you think went wrong there, Professor? for a quarterfinal match to get a blow like that, especially a Bull Bay team?
Well, these results will always come at some point. The only surprise is not Rise of winning, but the margin of victory. Huge. There are very few persons who will bet for Rise of to win this game, especially the neutrals. Probably a Rise of person will bet against himself. And based on what is going on throughout the season, it's a surprise, the margin of victory, especially. It's not so much of a surprise that Rise of won, but that margin is quite huge. I didn't expect. It was a blowout in the preliminaries for Bull Bay when they won by 40 something. So it was a return to sender sort of setting for Right Stuff. And I think they did play one of their best games within the last 6 hours, half a dozen games in that part of this tournament. And they're going to up against a team that give Classic the biggest test to date. So let's see what they have to offer going into that encounter. But trust me, Right Stuff, you did bust my bet. You understand? But it's all good. All the name of Domino. No surprise that you won, but I didn't. My predictions didn't carry you to win. So it was kudos to you guys.
Yes, but my question though, Professor,
Mm.
because I've always have been asking this question. It's true they throw in our Bull Bay win right out by that margin.
It was a convincing win. They were towards the end. I understand that when there were 5 games for Rice of to get home, they did throw in as a result. So it's some they probably would have lost the 5 games anyway, or it probably won't make much of a difference. But it's nothing that at that score, leading by 45, I don't believe Rice of would have Bulby rather would have a chance to win that encounter. Just Rice of needing only 5, and they need for about 50 to win. So definitely, it's that's not the only level of the level the era that we would be questionable in terms of right stuff. Bulby um, throw in or something like that. But
In the
the more
first encounter, Professor, in the first encounter, the right stuff and Bull Bay. How much Bull Bay did beat right stuff by?
think about 44 or something like that, if I remember something right.
Oh,
So
so this is really revenge then, Professor.
it's what I'm saying. It's a return to sender with bonus, with added, So this is I guess Tamara is saying 48. I don't know if it's this encounter, but it was
Yes,
something that,
said something
yeah, man.
48.
But it was a good victory for Right Stuff, and we did mention earlier, and even Mr. Davis did mention it during the comment section, is that Right Stuff do play well against the opponent, the much bigger opponents, quote unquote bigger opponents, and this was no exception. One of the good things about Right Stuff going to the semifinal of this is quite some time they haven't passed this stage. So this is something. This is a victory in it itself that they have achieved, and they might just go. They might just. They might just go further in the competition, based on how they match up against the quality teams.
Okay. All right. So Sunday coming. So the matchup for Sunday coming is what? Classic versus right
Right
stuff.
stuff.
Oh, and Links versus Brayton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So um very interesting match this Sunday with
Very, very much so.
the defending champion make it to the finals, and also will right stuff show classic the real stuff.
All right. Probably, I, I'm just saying this based on in terms of for the interest of the sport. I probably would like to see a Brighton and Classic go back, go to the finals
Finals.
as a repeat of last season's semi-final where Classic lost. So probably Classic would probably rather a Brighton victory, and they win their encounter also to exact some revenge on the dent um, Britain and did to them last season. So probably that Classic would beg for that victory, although they did demolish them in this season's
All right.
early round. But
Yes, Tammy is asking a question which everybody, I think, want to know also. Because we are in the middle of the week now, it's Wednesday. And although I don't think they announce where the semifinal is going to be, if it's going to be
no,
what venue or what.
wait, just to come to think of it, that's so true. And normally, Mr. Mina is quite quick on the draw to get the venues decided. But definitely, if he has not gotten them as yet, I believe tomorrow you will probably see some venues decided. However, this is unlikely Mr. Mina not getting a
Yeah, but
venue
they need to,
at this
he needs
stage.
to change this now, though, you know, because the semifinals have so many and the quarterfinals have so many different venues. All these finals supposed to play at one venue, you know.
Now,
You
well,
understand? Persons want to watch all the matches at once. You
that
can
is
just go to
something
one venue. So this
I
needs to be changed.
don't I don't have much of a problem with that, though, Mr. Malachi. However,
The different venues.
my pain my pain era is giving venues that are not adequately spaced matches to host. I have a serious problem with that because you don't just administer a league based on favors. You have to give enough space to eras because the teams, for argument's sake, the semi-final, it is a semi-final stage. There were 16 teams in the competition, right?
Yes.
Now there are 12 that remains that 12 teams are now out of the contest. Those 12 teams are now coming to support or to watch the games. You should have enough space where the persons can hold. And I have a serious problem with Mr. With whatever administration continue doing this because it doesn't augurs well for that augurs even for sponsorship. Because if there was a case of sponsorship, sorry, where persons are to come out and sponsors are to put their product on display, etc. And that is not really available. It doesn't do well for the organizers and as the sponsors to get the full leverage of what they would want to out of the sport.
But it is quite
So
interesting, though. You said you don't mind the the quarterfinals, semifinals played at different venues. But what about the patrons who want to watch all
no,
matches at once? This is finals, you know.
all
And
right.
so,
The quarterfinals I can see, but I believe the semifinals should be played under one venue. I do believe that. But the quarterfinals can be given to the respective clubs.
venues, clubs,
Yes,
yes.
yeah, clubs. I believe in that. But for a more cohesive sort of setting, I believe the two semifinals should be played at one venue.
Okay. All right. Um, we did have Rado from Bull Bay, but maybe he ran out of patience. So he left, and um we're supposed to have Eugene from Links, but I don't know what happened. They're supposed to be joining us, but time is running out, so I don't know what happened. But moving on to the Sansan League. All right, for last week we have Dave winning the Player of the Week, and also um, Team Buccaneer winning the Team of the Week. Yes, I spoke with Dave earlier. He said he was going to be on. I don't know what happened. But Watson already represent the Team of the Week for the Sansan League. So this week we are into week 6 of the Sansan League. So on Monday, we have Pampas players 75 versus Latin All Star 74. And then the second match on Monday were 85 Strikers, 75 versus Buccaneers, 62. I think that's supposed to be an upset. The great Buccaneers. Yes, that's supposed to be an upset. And also on Tuesday, we have the early match Stardust Strikers, 69 versus the Bomb Squad, 75. So the Bomb Squad there,
Lucky.
they're on a streak. You call it luck? You call that streak luck? They're on a streak.
Want a better captain?
They want what? Bomb Squad need a better captain?
Yeah.
I think the captain is doing an excellent job, 3 straight. I think the captain is doing an excellent job.
And they want to fire the captain. I don't know.
So even if they want to fire the captain, I don't think they can do that, Professor. Because he's on a roll. And the second match, Titan 74 versus Clarendon Upsetters 75. Yes, so the Clarendon Upsetters.
Clarendon upon a roll then. What's one match them lose?
What, Clarendon Upsetters?
Yeah, that one seems like one match them lose.
Okay. Tammy's asking how many matches Buccaneers lost. I think this is supposed to be their second match.
Probably their second game, I believe.
Yes, because they played 5 and I think they won 4. So I think the loss on Monday put it to 2.
2, yeah, probably I think
yes.
about 2.
So it's 4 from 6. Titans beat them. I'm not sure, but I think it's 2 games they lost. So
yeah, it's one of 2 of them lose. Everybody,
yeah, man, 2 games they lost.
2 games, man, because everybody have lost a game already before this week.
Yes, and it's only 3 persons. It's only 3 teams did lose one match, and Buccaneers was part of that. Yeah, so they lose on. They lost 3. Buccaneers. Donovan Davis said they lost 3.
Eh? That means them play 6 matches altogether then.
Yeah, because I remember I said this is the 6th week, Yeah, this is the 6th week. But so I don't understand, because I think when the table put out,
the table turn.
I think I saw from 1 to 3 place. I think Buccaneers was in it, and they only lost 1 match. Well, Donovan Davis, I think he's more up to date than me, so he said they lost 3 matches. Okay.
Yeah, man, if they play 6, then lose 3.
Okay, because Tamara said Titans beat them also. Okay. So the Bomb Squad is going on very well then, man, because the Bomb Squad only lose 2 matches, and they lose, and they don't lose no more than 2 points, because the first match they lose by 1, and the second match they lose by 2 points, and they won every other else matches.
Jesus, please, man, I tell you.
Yes.
Captain guy one good.
I wonder who is really the captain for that side. And if Tommy can tell me who is the captain for Bomb Squad. Bomb Squad is going on with things, man. Because remember last season, Bomb Squad lost the first 5 matches, The first 5 matches.
And still made the
quarterfinals. They lost their first 5 matches and still make it to quarterfinals. And now out of 6, they won 4. So big things going on for Bomb Squad.
Yeah. For now.
For now. But Professor, you're supposed to be in the Sansan League also. Which team you played for again, Professor?
We soar high, man. The Eagles, man.
Oh, the Eagles. Okay. The Eagles play Bomb Squad already, right? Because the Bomb Squad, I realize Bomb Squad have a SWAT team, you know. They're dropping
I can't recall.
they're dropping a lot of bombs, you know. They have a bomb squad. All right, my viewers. We have come to the end of another MELLACHE Analysis Thursdays. And thank you guys for viewing. And thank you for participating also. And I'd like to say thanks to all our guests on the show tonight. Yes, my viewers. Please remember to click like on the video. Please, my viewers. If you don't subscribe as yet, you need to subscribe so that whenever time I made a post, a Domino post video, or we are live, you'll be the first person to get it. Yes, Professor, you have anything to say?
No, not much. I'm just looking forward for next week on this platform and interviewing and probably doing what we usually do throughout the show. We now look forward to the end of this tour, the end of the Portmore League, and I wish that the best teams go to the final and the better team win. So
okay,
let's
all right.
see.
And also, I apologize for Center Forward for not being here tonight. Also, due to calls, but Center Forward, we're going to be giving you live updates also.
And one of the things we did mention.
Hold on, Professor. Just
yes.
a minute, please. We're going to give you updates on the Western League, the Mobile League. But Center Forward is a person who's supposed to give you that update on the Western League also. So we're going to be dissecting the Western League also and predicting the Western League also. Yes, Professor.
We just wanted to make it snappy because we did do an extensive post-mortem on the semifinals, on the quarterfinals. But there are 4 semifinalists, and I just going to make the predictions concise.
Okay.
Because persons are curious of probably hearing. So my prediction would be Classic over Right Stuff and also Brayton over Links. So my finalist would be Classic versus Brayton, a repeat of last season's semifinal.
Okay. All right, my viewers, you heard it from the professor himself. Yes. And remember, he's a professor. So he's a professor and also in the sport. So you heard it from him. Classic versus Brayton in the finals. Yes, my viewers.
And that's what I predicted that is going to be from ever since.
Okay, so you're already from the Domino Professor. I remember it's Domino giving the name Professor.
The only person in the fraternity that got the name.
That distinction.
Yeah, by playing the game. I don't know nobody else that got the name because I'm playing it.
Because of Domino. Domino Professor.
Yeah.
All right, my viewers.
Westkinson come close.
Yes.
But in the one other name, the one thing make him don't get it is because he was Water too.
Water?
Yes.
Okay.
He also use the name Water, so him just not his case will be dismissed as a result of that.
Okay. All right, my viewers, we like next week we will tell you the winner of Player of the Week and also the Team of the Week. We just reached in the middle of this week. So thanks for viewing, my viewers. Good night.
And big up Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle Cooper. Who is that?
Yes. Oh.
Who is that, Professor?
Links.
Oh, Mishibu. You're late, Mishibu. You're late, but it's the first time I'm seeing Michelle on my program. First time see Michelle on Professor. Yes, welcome, Michelle. Welcome.
Yeah, man, that make it nice, man.
All right, sorry, we run out of time, Michelle. You're late. You're late,
Oh,
Michelle.
man.
But glad to see you. Pick up yourself. Yes. All right.
Yeah, man, it's expanding. All right,